guys, welcome back to another YouTube video here today, and we're coming back at you with a brand new Rafa build, and this is Infinite Crit Rafa, where you always hit crits. As long as you're shocking the enemy, you're gonna hit crits. So, what we're using is Sitar. It gives us 25% gun damage. And then we're using 5 points in the Def Hands, so it gives 20% more fire rate, 2% Juggar, to get more action skill cooldown on critical hits, which we're always hitting critical hits. 3 in El Vante, so we get damage dealt for shields. Then we put 5 in Asmic Warfare, so we get indirect projectile damage. We put 1 in Eric Spark, so we get a little bit of bonus fire damage. 2 in Vitrol, so we get bonus corrosive damage. 5 in Barrage, so we get extra splash damage, which is really nice with this build. And then we put some points in the Blue Tree, so we put 5 in a Lost Jarvis, so we get ammo regeneration. 5 points into the Thrill, so we get more fire rate. You can actually fire your gun faster the more fire rate you have. And then 5 in the First Impression, so we get more gun damage on the first shot. And then we're putting points in the Brain Dump, so you get 15% critical hit chance. And then 5 points in the Conducto, and you get a status effect chance, and also gains a further increased shock chance. And then you put points in here. Whenever Rafa shocks an enemy, all shots fired at the enemy are critical hits for duration. And then we put 5 points in El Saddle. So basically, while your action skills are active, you're always in good. You're literally always in good. And you just get so many ricochets, and it's crazy. But like, the key to making this weapon work on this build, on the Shell Alaska, on the build, is all because it allows you to hit your crits all the time. And that is like super duper important with the build. And then we're using the shoot and scoot with Jacobs and Ripper and Stickies. You can use this for bossing if you want, but you really don't need to. I would suggest it for like the impact mode for like flying enemies. Can use Stickies. And then we're using the linebacker for crystals. Works really well. This was really good on the crystals. And then you can use the Rowdy Rider for mobbing, or you can swap to like the I would recommend probably a shotgun mode for mobbing, but you can also use the Shalaska for mobbing because it's really works really well for mobbing. And then for the rep kit, we are using the triple bypass, so we have action skill cooldown when we use it. And then we're using the crit knife, so we have extra crit chance when we don't have our shit active or whatever. And then we're using a Mesty Pounder. We get 25% gun damage and 25% damage and 100% damage radius with this. And this one has pistol damage and pistol splash radius. Now, definitely recommend getting one with pistol damage and pistol splash radius because that really, really helps the shot Alaska. It hits all the ricochets when it hits the ground. So all the ricochets hit the enemy. And then we're using the triple siphon watts for dinner, which is really important here. Uh, any siphon watts for dinner will really work and allow you to hit the crits because as long as you're gaining overshield from your hits, you'll still get your shock damage, and overall you'll still get your shock damage even if a lower siphon. But I do recommend getting a triple siphon just so you have a higher chance of getting that siphon and you get more siphon, so more overshield because that is really nice. And then we're using the dancer. I recommend getting one with 5 bit Mario and an action skill duration on it because action skill duration on it is like super good. Action skill duration honestly makes the dancer feel way better than anything. So I highly recommend getting one with action skill duration because that feels great. And then for the their specializations, we are using the best defense. We are using riddle you this, contamination, and now caffeine. So we have a more status effect application chance. So when we're dinner, we can shock the enemy a bit easier too. but we're always shocking the enemy, so we can always crit them. Which is really nice. And then when we're using first shots and bullet bugs luck, we're always getting fire and corrosive damage, which is really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this YouTube video. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And the piece of camera's out of whack. Yeah, I notice it.